Broski with the Wedding Show. Well, we had Stephanie Russo on once before, and she talked to us because she's a wedding officiant, and she had talked to us about, what it takes in setting up and getting married and the things that she offers within her business. But today we're going to take a little bit of a different angle, and we're going to talk specifically about the wedding vows. So I would love to welcome back Stephanie Russo. Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm great.
It's
thank
great
you.
to see you again. You look amazing, and so great to have you here. So, Stephanie, you said, it's a lot easier for people to plan out ahead of time. When they do that, that's a time for couples to start thinking about their relationship and then what they want to say to each other as they move towards that special day. You've told me that there's some great tips that you have to help these couples. Can you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Yeah, so when they're writing their vows, which will be such an important part of the ceremony, a lot of people think that it's not important to them or to their guests, but it's really important to talk to each other, tell each other how you think about each other, what made you fall in love with each other, what was the first thing when you saw that person, what made you fall in love with them? You saw them across the room, and their eyes made your eyes
pop,
right? So you want to talk about that stuff in your vows, but also when you're writing your vows and your guests are there, you want to think about your guests. You invited them because they're part of your family, and they're going to kind of hold you to those vows, right? And so you want to they're there to help us in our marriages, and so it's really important to have good vows. Tell your partner what you feel, and something that's special between the two of you.
And to a degree, it tells a love story. Things that we just don't necessarily, the people may not know, and that a bride and a groom, or that whoever the two people are getting married, will want to share with others.
Right.
There's some helpful keywords or some helpful cues, if you will, during the vow, when they take their vow. Can we take a look at some? I think we have some of them here, and maybe you can share a little bit with the viewers about some of the key things that are important to say during that special time.
Yeah, so again, one of the things is when you first start, you want to start early. You want to start writing them early on in your wedding planning. You want to be sincere about what you're saying. It's something special between the two of you. You want to, again, reflect on your relationship. Tell us something, that's special that maybe only the two of you know, that you don't mind sharing with somebody, right? So I think those are some of the really things to consider when you're writing it. And then when you start to write, you want to say things why you love each other, as I mentioned before. What happened on your first date? What are your plans for the future? And think of 3 promises that you want to make to that person, and then somehow put all those things together, and then there you go. You have your vows.
I feel like those are such helpful hints. And what's interesting too is that people, when they have an opportunity to express in writing, it comes very easily. But then there are those that may not have an easy of a time getting it from here out. Do you help couples that may have a difficulty kind of putting the thought into writing, or what happens there?
Yeah, so I go through like the same steps. I'm going to ask them those same questions, and then I'll help them put the words together. So
That's wonderful.
I can help guide them, and then because of course they're nervous, and so we can help them put it in the actual words that they want.
I believe they call that writer's block.
Right.
It's like I know what I want to do, but I just can't get it. And that happens at times, and especially, it's your big day and you want to do things right, and there can be a lot of pressure at the time.
Right. Yes. And you have a million other things you're thinking about.
Exactly.
So that's one of the reasons why you want to start early, because you're going to be picking flowers and dresses and venues and so on and so on and so on. So if you can do that, you kind of get it out of the way while you're calm.
Right.
So you're calm, and you can get those most important words out to your loved one.
Okay, I think we have another slide that I want to take a look at right here. I think this tells a little bit more about some things about, not just saying I love you, but maybe some of the other things as well that are important, key things as well. Now, in the wedding ceremony, there's sometimes people may say, "Oh my goodness, I forgot my bouquet," or "I'm missing this or that." Can you tell us a little bit about what you offer, if just in case something happens down the pike and things are missed along the way, and that can happen?
Right. Or if you're planning a last minute ceremony.
Yes.
We can help you with an arch. We have arches to rent. We have flower bouquets to rent. We have boutonnieres that you can have, things like that. So we want to make sure that even if you just went to the courthouse this morning, you said, we're getting married today, and you don't have those items, we can provide those for you.
So what do you say about yourself as being a wedding officiant? What do you offer couples? Why do you believe that people should say, I want to hire Stephanie Russo to come and do my wedding?
I think because I'm very kind, very friendly, and I'm very open, and I understand what they're going through, and and I want whatever it is they want, and we all love. Right, that's
Yes.
the bottom line.
Yes.
We all love, and we want their day to be very, very special and to be unique to them.
So do you travel outside the area? And if you do, what are your demographics?
I could travel through the 5 counties in our area, so to Tulare, Kings County, Madera, even Merced, Mariposa, all around.
All right, so that's great. So you're saying that people, if they're getting married, how much leeway time do they need to have to get in touch with you? What would you say?
It varies. It could be really an hour. It could be an hour.
Those are some quick elopements right there, folks.
Correct. But I've had people that, like I said, they went to the courthouse that morning and they're like, "Can you marry us today?" So it does happen. I would say though, and it's now springtime, and so a lot of the times are filling up. So because everyone's getting
love
married,
is in
right?
the air. Okay.
Right. So plan ahead, book early. Last time I was here, I told you I had someone that was booked out till 2025. That's a bit extreme, but you can still do it. So we're filling up over the summer months too.
That's fantastic. Now, do you have vendors that you will tell people, it's like, I can't provide this, but this is who I can guide you to? Do you have those lists?
Yes.
Who are some of the vendors? Like, you may not be able to mention names, but what kind of vendors can you offer to folks?
Yeah, so I work with photographers, I have DJs, I have venues that I've been to that I would recommend, so places like that. And then I also have other officiants that work with me. So like if you're Spanish speaking, I have Spanish speaking officiants. If you want someone that brings a lot of humor, I can bring you a comedian type officiant. So whatever it is that you're looking for. So we have a variety that work with us.
I think that's wonderful. So you have them for Spanish speaking community. You also have the people who maybe want just a little bit of pop and humor in there, and then I get a sense you're kind of more of that love flow romance vibe.
The love flow, but I also have I can do a little comedy.
Oh,
and so I like to mix it up a little
there
bit.
You
so
go.
It depends on what you're looking for.
You're our eclectic one. All right,
it depends
great.
on what you're looking for, and you always get a good vibe from the couple. And that's why I like to meet with the couple and talk to them and see what it is, they want. Because a lot of times people have a belief of what a wedding should be because they saw it on TV or whatever, but that's not their wedding. That's someone else's wedding. And so they might have something else they want to do.
So let's talk about with people maybe of different cultures and religions and things to that. How do you meld things like that together being a wedding officiant?
So we we talk to them and see what it is they're looking for. Just recently I did a wedding where they wanted to jump the broom. And so we were able to incorporate that. We talked together and we figured out how they wanted to do it. During the ceremony, they told a little bit of history. They had another family member join in, and they told about the history of jumping the broom. And then we did a whole thing, and they
maybe you can share with our viewers a little bit about jumping the broom and what the history, because there is such a rich history with that.
Yeah, so it's an African American wedding tradition. There was a time when Black people could not get married, and so they created this jumping the broom as to show that they were married. And so the belief is that it's sweet, shows the future when they jump over. They leave the past and go into the future. And also that they're starting with a clean sweep.
And you know what? I like that because I think it can be integrated into any culture because the history behind it, you know, there was that past history, but you know, bringing it to today and knowing that you're starting with that clean sweep, I think is very good. I mean, you know, in the Jewish culture too, they do a breaking of the glass. It's like the starting and the new beginning. And so it's great that you have an open mind about different cultures and bringing different religions together as well.
Yeah, and again, it also makes your wedding unique to you.
That's right.
You know, so.
And it's your special day. So let's tell viewers how they can get in touch with you.
Sure. You can call me at 559-779-7950, or you can find me on social media at Fresno Officiant, and I'm always here.
Well, of course.
Come and call me here.
So do you have Facebook or an Instagram
Yes.
as well?
Mhm.
Okay,
That's
tell us a little.
at Fresno Officiant. You can find me on social media.
Well, that's great. Well, Stephanie Russo, it's always a pleasure. I'm so glad you came back, and it was nice learning more a little bit about, you know, the history, and then also about how you can really help couples make their wedding vows special for that day. And I thank you so much, and I hope to see you again.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back with you in just a few moments. This is Hope Roski with The Wedding Show.